May I use a glass of yours? Perfect. The first test we're going to do today is the TDS test. The TDS meter gives us a numeric value for the quality of water. The higher the number, the lower the quality. The lower the number, the better the quality. I brought my own bottle of purified water to show you the differences. What does this number say? Reading from the bottom up. 008. There's a debate at work about the quality of rainwater. Everyone knew that the Earth's natural cycle to cleanse water is through evaporation. We also knew that when it rains, it picks up smog, dust, and airborne impurities. But after 20 minutes of rainfall, the rain would have washed the majority of these impurities away. What we didn't know was how low the TDS meter would read after 20 minutes of rainfall. Some said it would be higher than others, so we took rain straight from the gutter and tested it.
As you can see, it's raining outside.
And we test it with our TDS meter.
The water reads at 26 parts per million.
It came out at 26 parts per million. If the purified water is 008 and the rainwater is 26, what do you think your tap is going to be? 30? What is that number? 300. That's why I'm here, to show you what that number is. Have you ever watched that show, CSI? When they go into a place where they think a crime may have occurred, but there isn't any visible evidence. They spray luminol and turn off the lights and turn on a black light. Wherever there is body fluid like blood splatter or saliva, it glows, giving them a starting point for their investigation. The precipitation test is like luminol for water. We're not looking for any bodily fluids. You guys don't look like criminals. If you are, don't tell me. I don't want to be an accomplice. I'm going to use two chemicals. Potassium hydroxide and hydroxyquinoline sulfate. When these two chemicals come together in your water, they act as a glue-like substance, causing the dissolved solids to fall out of solution so you can see them. The first sample of water I'm going to test for you is your water, straight from the tap, untreated. The second sample of water I'm going to test for you is your tap ran through an ionic bed of resin. The resin is supercharged with a negative ionic charge. As your tap water passes through the resin bed, all the positively charged particulates stick to the resin, just like a magnet. Positive side of a magnet sticks to the negative side of a magnet, allowing your water to flow through the other side free of any foreign particles. Cut it in. We're going to add 10 drops of potassium hydroxide and 10 drops of hydroxyquinoline sulfate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This test takes a little bit to develop, so while we wait, I have a trivia question for you. Does water conduct electricity? You're right. If you're in a swimming pool and a lightning storm started, what would your mom tell you? You better get out and get out fast, or you'll get lit up like a light bulb. Have you ever watched one of those movies where someone is taking a bath and someone else turns on a blow dryer and throws it into the tub? You get electrocuted. But what if the water was free of all foreign particles, chemicals, metals, and minerals? You could jump out, chase that person down, and give them a piece of your mind. Water does not conduct electricity unless we put something in it. So let's put something in it. The next test is a gross test. I brought my own glass because this test is gross. Do you remember what that number was? 008? Look at the left side of this dollar bill. Can you tell me where it's from? Boston, Massachusetts? Look at the lower right side. What year was it made? 2013. How many hands do you think has touched this dollar bill? A bunch? Don't tell the government that I'm going to launder money. Do you want to sip? I wouldn't drink it either. What does that number read now? $56. The reason we contaminated this water was to show you how the city treats water.
Thank you for completing this portion of the survey. It's always interesting, and it helps to our lives. Our bodies are 90% water. 2/3 of our planet is covered with water. If it could only come out of our tap as clean as it begins in the sky. Let me show you why that doesn't happen. Water is the universal solvent. It is designed to clean. In the clouds, it's fairly pure. As it falls to the ground in droplets, the pure water dissolves and carries away whatever is in the air it passes through. Smog, chemicals, dirt, smoke. Once on the ground, the water runs down mountains, through valleys like a little magnet, picking up and carrying away a little bit of everything it touches. Agricultural waste, industrial waste, all kinds of waste. Obviously, the city winds up with some pretty polluted water to process. They don't have the money to take everything out of the water, but...
Have you seen these bins before off the side of the road? The city first sends your water through a bed of sand to sift out things such as debris, hair, and other litter like cigarette butts and the beer cans you saw in the video. Then they send the water off to the first bin here at the bottom Here's where they do a process called flocculation. This is a solution that they dump into the water that causes all the suspended solids such as dirt, sand, and other solids not dissolve to settle to the bottom. Then they send the water to the next bin. At the next bin, they sample and test the water for specific things based from the Environmental Protection Agency's guidelines and standards, the EPA. From these samples, the city will identify anything that has exceeded the maximum allowable limit. They will then identify how much and which chemical to use to suppress the problem, bringing the water to an acceptable standard. This water has 1,000 unknown fingers rinsed off in it from that dollar bill. So we're going to sanitize it with just a couple of drops of iodine. Inside of these bins, they have huge arms that have paddles on them. These paddles do two things. If you notice, the chemicals stay concentrated suddenly at the bottom. First, they ensure that the whole body of water is sanitized. And second, chemicals are diluted in such a way that our bodies can handle them. The last bin is the chlorination bin. The city always chlorinates the water.
They do get the big stuff out. Cats, dogs, logs, and rocks maybe. Then they dump a bunch of chemicals, like chlorine, that are designed to kill off the worst of the bacteria.
Would you drink the water if it looked like this? With a couple of drops of chlorine, we could take it from looking like this back to what it looked like. When it was in the bottle. Can't lie to the meter. What is that number now? 90? What's the difference between 90 and 300? All this right here. That is because we started with water from a bottle. Purified water. Water that is free of all foreign particles, chemicals, metals, and minerals. Which water do you start with? Your water starts from man-made lakes, groundwater supplies, and a good portion of water comes from San Jacinto and Trinity rivers. That is because we started with water from a bottle, purified water. Water that is free of all foreign particles, chemicals, metals, and minerals. Which water do you start with? The majority of your water comes from the Edwards Aquifer. As water goes downstream, it dissolves all the gunk, rock, and dirt. This becomes part of the water's chemical makeup. The water flows through spillways such as these and is distributed to us through these huge pipes. The Edwards Aquifer is a natural groundwater resource. The water passes through the pockets and pores of the limestone. Water, being the universal solvent, as it passes through the limestone, it becomes a part of its chemical makeup. All this water is distributed to the San Antonio water systems, known as SAWS. The water is distributed to us through pipes like these. The water transfers calcium and magnesium from the limestone to these pipes. What doesn't end up here ends up here in your pipes. And what doesn't end up here ends up coming out of your faucet here. This ends up attaching to all of your appliances, dishwasher, hot water heater, washing machine, refrigerator. Everything your water touches is affected by what's in the water. But it doesn't stop there. Have you ever known someone who has a house that is about 30 years old? They usually have to plunge their toilets a little more often. That is because when the pipe was brand new, it was big and had a clear path to the sewer. Over time, just like the big pipe from the Hoover Dam, the drain pipe to the toilet becomes more restricted. That's what this is about. It's about a better way of life. This is about protecting your beautiful home. This is not about life or death. That is the city's job. They ensure the water doesn't kill us. It is your responsibility to take care of this. We have all seen these things before. Some of us just don't know what to do about it. All this calcium buildup happens on your fixture. It happens on cookware. Do you have a nice set of cookware? Whenever you change the temperature of water, you cause it to precipitate. Have you ever had a soda that was poured over ice? After the soda was gone and the ice was melted, you saw all these floaties in your glass? I used to blame my kids for backwashing in my drink. Don't blame your kids. It's your water. Have you ever purchased ice from the store? You can see right through it. Why is bagged ice different from your ice? The ice on the left is tap water. All of this is inside. This is why it is white and you're unable to see through the ice. The ice on the right is made from purified water. Bagged ice is made from purified water. This is why it is clear. Because it's free of all foreign particles, chemicals, metals, and minerals. Whenever you change the temperature of water, you cause it to precipitate. If you notice on the inside of the faucet, the cold side has less buildup than the hot water side. Can you see how there's more buildup on the right side? Hot water is the utility water. We use it for everything. We use it for washing dishes, hands, clothes, cooking, cleaning, and showering. This is why the calcium magnesium in your hot water side is more aggressive. Once it breaks down the inside of your faucet, then it ends up on the outside of your faucet. Once it ends up here on your countertops. Nearly 14% of the water a typical homeowner pays for is never even used. It leaks down the drain. Once it ends up here on your countertops, it reaches down into the pores of your granite. This is the biggest complaint we get about the water quality here in your area from people who have granite. Do you feel the rock from the lake attaching itself to the granite? How much of that do you think is in your water heater? If you were to cut your water heater in half from the top down, you will see the layers of this stuff at the bottom. Solid matter in your water costs more money to heat. With your quality of water, you're spending an extra $8 a month before it starts to settle at the bottom. As a solid settle, that's because your water heater heats from the bottom up. When this settles to the bottom, energy is no longer heating the water. It is now heating the sediment at the bottom of the heater. The sediment then heats your water. This causes that $8 of wasted energy to climb. If your water heater is supposed to use $20 worth of energy per month, just having this water quality, your bill is going to be $28. As time goes on, that bill will continue to rise. $29, $30, $31, till it doubles. Once you're spending about twice as much as you're supposed to on energy, you may start hearing this pinging in your hot water heater. Have you ever heard this before?
You can hear the little rocks inside.
This is the sediment at the bottom of your water heater reacting to heat, pressure, and time. They start to form these little teeny pebbles and shoot off like rockets in your water heater. This is what happens right before your water heater has had enough. Then you find a white film pasted over your garage floor. Some people perform liposuction on their hot water heater to prolong the life of their heater. It only takes about half your Saturday.
Water heater out of all the sediment in the bottom of it. After you cut the electricity, remove the element, which sometimes can snap off. You get a hollow pipe and get it down in there, and it'll just jam up into the hollow pipe. And in this particular one, we pulled out probably 30 pounds of hard water sediment.
30 pounds of sediment? That's a Thanksgiving turkey. Just as heat reacts and causes these issues in your hot water heater, you can see it more clearly if you make orange Pico Lipton tea. Here we made Lipton tea with two types of water. One was purified water from a bottle, and the second was from tap water. Which one do you think is the purified water? You're right. The tea on the right is purified water. Lipton would never put a glass of tap water on the front of their box. They wouldn't sell another bag. As heat separates the solid matter in the water and causes it to form at the top of the glass, you can get a clear picture of what has formed by looking at it from the top down. You can take your finger and break through that sledge like you break a spider web. How do you think this tastes? Do you use bottled water to cook with? Take a look at the front of this Lipton tea box. Does it say anywhere on there that you can only achieve this tea with purified water? Just like Lipton tea doesn't tell you that you can't achieve this tea with your water, so does most appliance companies. You have to read and decipher the fine print to find the facts. Take a look at this warranty. If you look, it shows that the heater is covered for 5 and 10 years. If you read later on, it states in the fine print what is not covered. Scale buildup due to water quality. There are also some hidden facts about chlorine, which you can read more about in your consumer confidence report from your city. Some people say, I don't drink tap water, so chlorine in the water doesn't bother me. I always ask, do you shower in tap water? You and I know that it goes way beyond just drinking chlorine. What adverse effects does chlorine have on your hair and your skin? This test is for the man of the house. We only have the man of the house do this test. What I have here is OTO solution. Orthodonylline is a reagent that reacts only if chlorine is present. Since this is purified water, we won't have a reaction. It will stay clear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If the city has done their job correctly, we should get a chlorine reading. Even though we know it's best to remove the chlorine, we need it all the way to our home. Chlorine is the lesser of two evils. It helps protect our water all the way to our home. If we had a breach in the piping to our homes and the water sucked in some type of bacteria, the chlorine present in our water would disinfect it. This is the reason the city has not stopped using chlorine. So let's see if your water district properly disinfected your water. Looks like the city did their job. They added enough chlorine to handle a swimming pool. Now, take a swig of the purified water, and just like when you brush your teeth this morning, wash it around your mouth, then swallow. Okay. Next, take this glass of tap water and do the same, except instead of swallowing it, I want you to spit it back into the glass. If there's any water left over in the glass, I'll dump it out. Thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Where did the chlorine go? You ate it. It's now safe in your gums. As you shower and the water passes over your body, your skin tissue works just like the minute refiner. Just as the minute refiner removed the calcium and magnesium, so does your body remove chlorine. As you shower, your skin absorbs the chemical out of the water, allowing it to flow down the drain free of chlorine. So either you filter the water or you will filter the water. I have showed you how the chlorine reacts with your body. Now I would like to show you how your soap reacts with your water. Also, your dishwasher and washing machines both know about how much all this stuff costs in your water. What is hard water? It is water that has heavy metal and mineral content in it. How much does your water consume? Smell this soap. Smell like the hospital soap. It's antibacterial soap. We're going to put 7 drops of soap. Okay. Have you given your kids a bubble bath? When you give your child a bubble bath, you grab that bottle of bubble bath soap you bought and then add a good shaking vigorously to get a tub full of suds. What you expect to see is bubbles just lusciously form to the top, like this flask. That never happens like you want it to. Instead, what you get you add your soap and start shaking and shaking and shaking until you get out of breath like me. I most likely give up before any of you because I'm fat and out of shape. Once you start huffing and puffing and no bubbles appear, what do? Add more soap. You realize you're going to need a lot more soap. So you go ahead and add a third of the bottle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. You get back to shaking and shaking and shaking and shaking and shaking. And finally, you get some bubbles. When your child is all done bathing, you put them out and you see the water left in the tub and it's all grayish in color and you can't see through it. You think, where has my child been playing? Tomorrow you're going to wash your face. You're going to reach down into a sink full of water with both your hands and rub your face with soap and water. Which one do you want to wash your face with in the morning? Just like any math equation, you can check the answer by reversing the process. We can do the same here. If I take the tap water flask and add refined water to it, the only thing that will happen is I would dilute the water at the bottom of the flask and push the soaps to the top. Soap is used to enhance the cleaning power of water. Soap and water don't mix. They form a suspension known as suds. Soap attaches to the solid matter, and since there is no solid matter for the soap to attach to, the suds are not affected. Now, what do you think would happen if I add tap water to the refiner flask? Watch this closely. It happens fast. You gotta cut that, but it's okay. That's what happens to the first 35 drops of your soap every time. Which laundry soap do you use? How much does a box cost you? How long does it last? Wouldn't it be nicer if it lasts 3 to 4 times as long? What if we could do this to your car's gasoline consumption? We will solve the national crisis. Next, I would like to show you what it's like to wash one hand in treated water and the other in Lake Houston. Next, I would like to show you what it's like to wash one hand in treated water and the other in the Edwards Aquifer. Next, I would like to show you what it's like to wash one hand in treated water and the other in the Colorado River. Here, I have a cheap bar of soap. You can find these bars at the Motel 6 or the Super 8. You can't find them at the Hyatt or the Regency. The Motel 6 and Super 8 don't care if you take them. Go ahead and rub your hands vigorously under the treated water. We want to open up your pores. Now take this bar of soap and get a lot of bubbles. That is good. From this point on, we're going to keep our hands separate until we're finished. Okay. Go ahead and rub your hands vigorously under the treated water. We want to make sure you get a lot of. We want to open up your pores. Go ahead and rub your hands vigorously under the treated water. We want to make sure we open up your pores. Now take this bar of soap and you get a lot of bubbles. That's good. From this point on, we're going to keep our hands separate until we're finished. So go ahead. Whichever hand you prefer, rinse it under the treated water. You most likely feel the soap is not coming off. That is because the bars of soap are made from about 70 to 80% fats. The rest is the ingredients for the soap. Because you're rinsing in treated water, you don't have all this clogging your pores. Therefore, the natural oils of your skin are just spewing out. Your natural oils are basically fats from your body being released to hydrate your skin. So you feel like the soap is not going away. In reality, the soap went away immediately, allowing your body's natural oils out to hydrate your skin. As good as Aveeno is, nothing is better for you than your own natural oils. Dry your hands, keeping one on one side of the towel and the other on the other side. Which one did you wash in the lake? Give it a smell. Does it smell like my cheap bar of soap? Smell your other hand. Your nose didn't break from there to there. The reason you can smell the soap on the tap water hand is because all this gets locked into your pores as you are washing your hands. But it did not get trapped there by itself. It got trapped there with all the soap you use. This is on everything. It is the soap scum in the shower, the spots on your dishes. The people who have drier skin, eczema, psoriasis really benefit from removing this chlorine. This and chlorine. I'm sorry, damn it. Gotta go again. Dry your hands, keeping one on one side of the towel and the other on the other side. Which one did you wash in the lake? Give it a smell. Does it smell like my cheap bar soap? Smell your other hand. Your nose didn't break from there to there. The reason you can smell the soap on the tap water hand is because of all of this got locked into your pores. As you are washing your hands, oh my goodness. As you dry your hands, keeping one on one side of the towel and the other on the other side. Which one did you wash in the lake? Give it a smell. Does it smell like my cheap bar soap? Smell your other hand. Your nose didn't break from there to there. The reason you can smell the soap on the tap water hand is because all this got locked into your pores as you were washing your hands. But it did not get trapped there by itself. It got trapped there with all the soap you used. This is on everything. It's the soap scum in the shower and the spots on your dishes. People who have drier skin, eczema, psoriasis really benefit from removing this and chlorine. This is because this is in your hair, skin, and clothes, rubbing against your body all day. Here, I got a better one here. All right, here we go. Do it. Just keep it there. I don't want to look like rubbing my nipple. Is it good?
It doesn't look like it. It's above you. It's good.
You don't have to have a skin condition to treat yourself to great water. Your skin and hair would never feel better. Are you ready to enjoy tangle-free hair? If I can show you how to take your water from this to this, and from this to this, without costing you anything, by not changing your monthly budget, would that be something good for your family? Let me show you the equipment, and then I'll show you how our program works. Let's sit down for this. We have one system, two components. One system, two components. We have one system, two components. One system, two components. This is the main refiner. It has a limited lifetime warranty. We're really proud of our warranty. Let's talk about the limits of the warranty. There are only two limits to the warranty for the main refiner. First is the display clock. If you were to go to Target or Costco and purchase a TV, you would get a 1-year manufacturer's warranty. At the register, they'll offer you to buy an extra year. We give you 5 years. We had to replace 2.
Yeah.
There are only 2 limits to the warranty for the main refiner. Let's talk about the display clock. There are only 2 limits to the warranty for the main refiner. First is the display clock. If you were to go to Target or Costco and purchase a TV, you will get a 1-year manufacturer's warranty. At the register, they would offer for you to buy an extra year. We give you 5 years. We had to replace 2 clocks this year. One was 9 years old and the other was 17. The going rate to replace those clocks right now is $99. The other limit to our warranty, The other limit to the warranty is the pipes coming into the unit. We have our plumbers come out to your home and install your unit. They guarantee their work for 1 year. If anything goes wrong, our number is stamped right on the front of the unit. If anything goes wrong, our number is stamped right on the front of the tank. There's no excuse. Call us. We're waiting to serve you. Most of my clients never call that number. They call me. And I ask you to do the same thing for 2 reasons. One, when I was new to the industry, I wanted to learn about the equipment. So I started taking all people's trouble calls. That way, when something happened, I would go out and find the answers to it. And that made me much more knowledgeable. And that's how I'm able to explain everything as well as I am today. And that's how I'm able to explain everything as well as I do today. Beyond that, I do it to earn your referrals. 60% of my business comes from referrals. After I give you the best service you ever had and your friends and family come over to wash their hands and drink your water, they're going to ask you about it. And I don't want you to forget about me. And I don't want you to ever forget about me. And I don't want you to ever forget about me. And I don't want you to ever forget about me. So this is where they come in. This is the main line and the regulator. This is where all the water comes in before entering your house. This first pipe is where your water comes in looking like this. And the second pipe is where your water goes out free of any foreign particles. Here is the 5-stage process. The first stage is granulated activated carbon. This takes out the precipitated iron, manganese, chlorine, chloramine, and other chemicals. The second stage is ion exchange. This takes out the positively charged metals and minerals in the water. Next is neutralization. This puts our pH level for your water slightly above neutral. This is the electronic head. No, we go. This is the electronic head. This is the electronic head. This manages everything the system does. And the installer will program your system based on your water chemistry, because every area has different water chemistry. Got it? Depending on your water chemistry, this will determine how many gallons of water the system can filter. And as you use the water, this number will count down, not up. And before it goes to 0, it's going to go into RC mode. That's reserve capacity. It's going to save 15% of the water for that day. Then the next morning at 2 a.m., it's going to clean and regenerate itself. Counting down, not up. It doesn't go to 0, it goes to RC mode. Oh, we still on? I'm sorry. It's a very efficient system. All you ever need is sodium chloride or rock salt. You can get a bag of rock salt at Walmart or Target for less than $5 a bag. Do you have a Costco card? You can get a $50 pound bag of rock salt at Costco for about $3. It's a very efficient system. All you ever need is sodium chloride or rock salt. You can get a bag of rock salt at Walmart or Target for less than $5 a bag. Do you have a Costco card? You can get a 50-pound bag of rock salt at Costco for about $3.50 a bag. So that's how you get your water from this to this. But now you still need purified water for you to consume. For your coffee, tea, rice, noodles, stew, and to wash your fruits and vegetables. Anything that you put in your body, and for that, we give you the reverse osmosis. Anything that you put into your body. Anything you put in your body.
It's missing the N.
Anything you put in your body, that's what's happening now. It's missing. You can get a bag of rock salt at Walmart or Target for less than $5 a bag. Do you have a Costco card? You can get a 50-pound bag of rock salt at Costco for about $3.50 a bag. So that's how you get your water from this to this. But now, you still need purified water for you to consume. For your coffee, tea, rice, noodles, stew, and to wash your fruits and vegetables. Anything you put in your body. For that, we give you the reverse osmosis. So I just want you to think of the reverse osmosis membrane like a roll of paper towels. It has many layers. layers and layers. As your water passes through the layers, it rejects the impurities. All that water is stored inside a 2.5 gallon tank. As you use the water, all that water is stored inside a 2.5 gallon tank. As you use the water is going to replenish itself, making up to 50 gallons a day. And that's how you get unlimited purified water coming out of your kitchen faucet. The reverse osmosis is its own spigot for purified water for you to drink and cook with. And your regular faucet is the treated water for your utilities. So everything sounds good, but it always comes down to what? The money. Affordability is the easiest part. Let me show you how our program works. All that water is stored inside a 2.5 gallon tank. And as you use the water is going to replenish itself, making up to 50 gallons a day. And that's how you get unlimited purified water coming out of your kitchen faucet. The reverse osmosis has its own spigot for purified water for you to drink and cook with. Your regular faucet is the treated water for your utilities. So everything sounds great, but what does it always come down to? So everything sounds great, but what it always comes down to is what? Oh, that's how it goes. So everything sounds great, but it always comes down to what? The money. Affordability is the easiest part. Let me show you how our program works. I just need to ask you a few questions. Earlier you said you spend $30 a month on laundry detergent. How much do you spend on bleach, fabric softeners, and dryer sheets? Where am I at? How much do you spend on how much money did it go on dryer sheets and bleach? Did you give me a number? So just write a number? You can cut it. I just need to ask you a few questions. Earlier you said you spend $30 a month on laundry detergent. How much do you spend on bleach, fabric softeners, and dryer sheets? $10. How much you spend on hand wash and body wash for every person in each bathroom in your home? What about the bar soap? Just cut it. How much do you spend on bar soap for the entire family? How many did you say was in the family? Okay. How about hand wash and body wash for every person in each bathroom in the home? How much do you spend on shampoo and conditioner? How much do you spend on lotions and body oils? How much do you spend on dishwashing soaps and automatic dishwashing? Last, how much do you spend on all-purpose cleansers for your floors, countertops, tables, including the toilet bowl cleaner and glass cleaner? Last, how much do you spend on all-purpose cleaners? Last, how much do you spend on all-purpose cleaners for your floors, counters, tables, including toilet bowl cleaner and glass cleaner. I got it. Hold on. Last, how much do you spend on all-purpose cleaners for your floors, countertops, including tables? Last, all right, hold on. Last, how much do you spend on all-purpose cleaners for your floors, counters, tables, including toilet bowls and glass cleaner? Last, how much do you spend on all-purpose cleaners for your floors, counters, tables, including toilet bowl cleaner and glass cleaner? Last, how much do you spend on all-purpose cleaners for your floors, counters, tables, including toilet bowl cleaner and glass cleaner? You spend $75 a month on cleaning supplies. Does that sound about right? Okay. How many cases of water do you buy a week? 1 case a week? They're about $4 a case. It's about $16 a month. Remember I said you can save $8 on energy for the water heater? That's actually a conservative number. This doesn't include the money you will have to spend when something goes wrong with your pipes and appliances. So in a month, you're spending $100 on cleaning supplies and drinking water. Stop it. Just stop. So in a month, you spend $100 on cleaning supplies and drinking water. Do me a favor. Take that 100 and times it by 12 months. So in a year, you're spending $1,200. Take that $1,200 times 5 years. $6,000. Double that for 10 years. For your 10-year expense. Is it safe to say that you're going to buy soap and water for the next 10, 20 years? Hold on. Is it safe to say that you're going to go buy? Is it safe to say that you're going to go buy soap and water for the next 10, 20 years? Yes, because that's a lifetime expense. No matter who you are, you have to continue buying soap and water. So 10 years ago, was the price of soap and water $100? No, it was lower. 10 years from now, do you think the price of soap and water will remain $100? Probably not. So let's just be optimistic and say the price of soap freezes in time and avoids inflation. You're only going to spend $12,000 in the next 10 years. Do you use all natural cleaning supplies? Why not? Most people don't because it's too expensive. It's 2 to 3 times more expensive. Who wants to spend $24,000 to $36,000 in the next 10 years? That's a brand new car. That's a Cadillac. This is what we do, and this is what pays for your system.